Hi, my name's Ann Osborne, and I will be presenting to you your fire extinguisher safety basic awareness training for 2023. We'll start with the first slide in a second. All right, so fires can be very dangerous. You should always be certain that you will not endanger yourself or others when attempting to put out a fire. This training is not intended to teach you how to fight a fire. This training provides you with helpful information in the event of a fire. When a fire is discovered, assist any person in immediate danger to safety. If it can be accomplished without risk to yourself, never ever put yourself in danger. Activate the building alarm and then call 911. The fire alarm will notify the fire department and other building occupants. Know the location of the fire extinguishers. And if the fire is small and only after having done the above, it may be possible to use an extinguisher to put out the fire. Fight a fire only if you are trained, fire is not spread from its point of origin, fire is small and contained, exit or escape is clear, exit will remain accessible and in sight, you can avoid the smoke, and there's an extinguisher nearby. Most important, you feel confident in putting out a fire. So there's three components that start a fire. You need oxygen, fuel, and heat. The fourth component is a chemical chain reaction that keeps the fire going. Fire extinguishers help to remove one or more of the components of the fire. So Class A extinguishers are good for wood, paper, cloth, trash, and materials commonly found in trash bins. Class B, combustible liquids such as automotive fuels, oils, and grease. Class C, electrical circuits and computer equipment. And Class D, combustible materials. Extinguishing fires are best used just after a fire has started and before it gets too big. Fire extinguishers are designed for small fires and only last around 30 seconds to 1 minute. Fire extinguishers work by eliminating the oxygen supply or reducing the heat of the fire to the extent that it cannot continue. Before deciding to fight the fire, keep these things in mind. Know what is burning. If you don't know what's burning, you don't know what kind of fire extinguisher to use. Even if you have an ABC extinguisher, there may be something in the fire that's going to explode or produce toxic fumes. Chances are you will know what's burning or at least have a pretty good idea, but if you don't, let the fire department handle it. Is the fire spreading rapidly beyond the point where it started? The time to use a fire extinguisher is at the very beginning of the fire only. If the fire is already spreading quickly, it's best to simply evacuate the area and the building. As you evacuate the area and the building, close the door if there is no one else behind you as you leave. This will help to slow and spread down the smoke and fire. Types of extinguishers, so all-purpose water, Class A, carbon dioxide, Class B, multi-purpose dry chemical is ABC. Know which kind is found in your area. The best overall approach to fight a fire is to get a combined ABC type extinguisher and position them around the site. You can tell the difference from a CO2 and a regular extinguisher by the size of the funnel on the end of the hose. Looking at the two pictures there, that gives you an idea. Only CO2 extinguishers have a large funnel cone on the end, which is used to keep the gas discharging in a cone. Another difference between the two types of extinguishers is the fact that the CO2 extinguisher does not require a pressure gauge. This type of extinguisher may be found close to generators or computer servers. Using this gas on sensitive electrical equipment will not ruin them after the fire is put out. Multi-purpose dry chemical, ABC. This one is the most predominantly found throughout buildings or sites. It works by displacing oxygen with nitrogen gas, as well as placing a non-combustible powder on the fire and keeps vapors down and acts as a cooling agent. A dry chemical fire extinguisher, such as the common red ABC extinguishers, will reach a distance between 5 and 20 feet. So the pass technique is very common. This is what we teach in lots of our classes when in person. So the P stands for pull. Pull the pin. It is there to prevent accidental discharge. A, aim low at the base of the fire. This is where the fuel source is. S, squeeze the lever above the handle. Release to stop the flow. Some extinguishers have a button instead of a lever. Just make sure you understand that before you start the whole pass method. And then finally, S, sweep. From side to side. Move forward toward the fire, aiming low at its base. Sweep until all flames are extinguished. Always start with a distance of 6 to 8 feet. Then slowly move forward if possible. Watch for reigniting and repeat as necessary. Place any fire extinguisher that is being used on its side on the floor. It will be collected and recharged after the fire scene is secure. And remember, learn, pass to help you remember how to fight a fire and what to do with them after the use. Make sure you know where the nearest fire extinguishers are located. Maintenance. Ensure the fire extinguisher has been inspected at minimum monthly. There should be a formal check of the extinguisher annually. These inspections should be documented. Monthly inspections of fire extinguishers, and they should meet these three requirements. Is the extinguisher charged and at the recommended level? Fire extinguishers with a gauge, the needle must be in the green area. Are the extinguishers mounted properly? Top of the extinguisher should be higher than 1.5 meters, 60 inches, and the bottom of the extinguisher should never be closer to the floor than 10.2 centimeters. Should always be visible, kept clear, unobstructed, and easily accessible at all times. Ensure the pressure is okay when inspecting a fire extinguisher. There's a gauge that has an arrow that should be in the green portion of the gauge. If the arrow is in the red area, the extinguisher needs to be tagged out of service until refilled. Check to make sure that the pin is still in place. Oftentimes, the pin is bumped out of place, leaving the chance of accidental discharge occurring. Look for rust on the container and ensure that the label is in good, reliable condition. OMGP, Project Safety Manager, should be contacted immediately should any of the requirements listed 1 through 6 does not meet the assessment criteria described above. And again, our pass method, here's an image of it. So pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the lever, sweep side to side. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact your local safety department. Thank you.